I wanted to talk about this one of the sensitive topic. I made a previous video regarding how everybody's talking about the mental health. Everything's about the mental health. This is probably my second video. The media is basically fooling the country, and they're constantly talking about mental health, even though it's nothing mental at all. I don't see anything mental at all. There's only two things you'll hear. One thing is a school shooting, no, not school shooting, the gun rights, bail system, and mental health. Matter of fact, let's not do the bill for the gun rights. It's called gun rights. So here's the bill. And what's the solution? Mental health, which is a completely, first of all, is really messed up. And not even a single protesters. I think nobody ever made a video. I don't hear anybody talking about this thing, that how, like, when I hear the news and when I see this type of talk by a reporter, the front desk on the news saying one thing, and then when they send it to the reporters say the same thing with the mental health. Then the third collaboration guy who's doing a webcam Zoom meeting or Zoom interview, he's also talking about the mental. So that's three times they're talking about mental. This is a clearly, like, I see that energy that somebody, like, there's some sort of like funding or something, some sort of like misinformation. I see that energy that, yo, what are you saying? Like the Texas neo-Nazi shooting, right? School shooting, they're all talking about mental. If you want to watch that video, watch that unprepared video that I made it on nighttime. It wasn't so fancy and clean looking like this video right now. So I made a video about that, but let's do a little quick glimpse about the homeless guy, the Michael Jackson guy who did street performance and all that, who got chokehold by that Marine guy. Everybody's pissed. That's really messed up when a Marine guy, a white guy, comes in and he tried to chokehold somebody so tight, for so long, he gonna run away. Or if you have your personal anger problems, you could have grabbed him first tight, and then later on he can slowly let it out and make sure he breathe, because you're so close to his head, you're chokeholding. You see what happened with George Floyd. And if you're really Marine, first of all, if you're I don't know if you're as a Marine, as an army veterans or anybody's like that, I don't think this dude who chokehold him micromanaged. The Marines get treated like trained to be like an animal, like a killer. So he went there, he saw somebody dark skinned, did a chokehold, did not stop. He keep going on. He could have gone firm, and similar thing happened with George Floyd, right? The police, that was the chokehold probably happened all the time, but this George Floyd time, the guy who chokehold pinned him to the ground. Same thing with the neck and I cannot breathe and all that. Doesn't have to be 8 minutes. You should have a logic that, hey, listen, 8 minutes, 2 minutes, on 1 minute, people will not gonna have a hard time breathing if somebody's running or struggling to move around. So that police is another dude who just hold it so tight, which is completely a personal hatred, or you see some sort of like a negativity, hatred towards somebody. That Marine dude knows the media, watch the news or not, what this country is doing. You saw that he could have realized that he could have go to jail, lose his job, lose his reputations because of that, but he keep holding it, right? But then also I want to mention this thing over here that's nobody else is mentioning, and I want to try to make it quick as possible. Is this, watch. One of the things that nobody is really talking is this. In most of the cases, right? In most of the cases, like let's start with this guy, the Michael Jackson dude who got a chokehold, right? The protesters are so angry. They're protesting on a subway, blocking the trains, right? Such a dangerous people, such a dangerous act. You're on a high voltage train rack protesting. There's rats, garbage. Who cares about that, right? But in a high voltage place, you're there blocking other people's work. First of all, it's weekend, so let's do some protest, right? On a weekend. And we're all watching this on TV, and he's like, yo, look at these people. One of the things you will see, the protester do have a balls to fight back. The authoritarian, they don't do protest. The upper class people, they just watch the TV. They're entertaining this news and all that, but protester do fight about this thing. There's a lot of changes protester did by fighting and by protesting with all these amendment rights, but the protester also don't want to listen some of this part, and the protester don't like to cover some of this part. And here it is. Any BLM protest or anything, you will realize in most of the cases, the guy who died caused some sort of problems. In most of the cases, the guy who died, the BLM who got chokehold or something happened, the problems always started from that person. Okay? This is the thing that media does not cover. Detailed collaboration talk does not cover. Nobody covered this part. George Floyd, same thing. When they called the cops, something he did, something with a drug, I think. I'm not sure what, but you get my point. Somebody called the cops. He was a big dude. If I'm a small dude, if I'm a small cop and somebody's such a big dude who can really break me into pieces, right? I'm wearing a blue shirt as a cop's shirt. I will be scared. I will call for backup. So holding a big guy like that, even though the short cop could be very strong, he's tactical. He pinned on him so long with his leg, but he also holding for so long, which is so wrong, right? Nobody should be doing that. He was a big guy and short guy holding him. So he went aggressive, but originally the problems was a cop call was done because of him. You get it? For George Floyd. The things could have been handled differently. On the camera, you will see that George Floyd was talking. He's like, oh, hey, why are you taking me? Like, there's some sort of communication. He could have just kept it calm. Maybe he wouldn't died. Maybe the police wouldn't pin him down because the video, see, there's a multiple stuff happening over there. If there was the other type of dude, if there was a Chinese guy who get caught or somebody called cops on a Chinese guy or some other race, right? I don't think they would get pinned to the ground, even if they were being argumentative. Now you can say, oh, well, because the police have a hatred because Chinese is not black. I get it. So the police would have hatred toward black people. That's why the police pinned him down. I get it. But again, at the same time, if you look at the video, George Floyd was talking. There was a lot of argument going on. He was still moving, and not everybody on most of this video, you see they don't want to cooperate. And if you do have a lawyer, you will still keep it calm, but you don't want to calm. They want to do this resistance and all this other stuff, and they think like they're gonna be the boss of the cops. They're gonna beat up the cops and all this thing. So then something happened, and then all of a sudden the protest goes crazy. Like, oh, this is not fair. This is not happen. Okay, so that was the George Floyd. Now let me tell you about this Michael Jackson dude on New York, right? Again, the most important thing they will not cover is watch this. The problems originally started not from the Marine dude, right? Whatever the Marine dude did was really messed up. But the problems, the peaceful night, when somebody is going to work or people are going home from work, the problem started from that Michael Jackson dude, where he came in, he was talking very threatening. He say he don't care if you get arrested. He is hungry. Okay, if you're hungry, if you're homeless, if you're a street performer, you would make at least $5. If you're New York, there's a lot of tourists. This guy probably made more than $30 or more than $20 if you're there for a good amount of time. Now, street performance or any street characters could be very tempting and very angry type, because not every day, if you're energetic, you're also gonna have a lowest point. Okay, just so you know. So he came into the subway, a peaceful place. He caused a problem. He's like, I don't care. I'm hungry. And he starts screaming to people. First of all, if you're homeless, you're a street performer, already there's a big issues with the gap of his position that you're homeless. So you're angry, you don't have a home, and then now you're giving a hard time to other people. And then he was bothering other customer. I think some of the news I hear this. Then these people came in and tried to grab him, and the Marine guy chokehold him because he have his own personal belief, which is really messed up. He should not be chokeholding somebody for that long. And then the other people were helping him. And now all of a sudden protesters are all talking about that. But the main thing is, the issue was started not by the Marine guy. The issue was started from the Michael Jackson dude. Okay, if you're hungry, if I'm hungry, why would I go to LIR or why would I go to MT and start slapping all the women? Or why would I start throwing a bunch of cup of paper to train station worker? Why in the world I would do that? You think I'm not hungry? Like, I get hungry all the time. I'm hungry, a little bit hungry right now too. Maybe I'm making this video because I'm hungry, right? When you're hungry, people get angry. It's normal. People can get a lot of things. They can do a lot of stuff that people can do. People can go to the school and do a lot of things. Because you're hungry, you don't harass, you don't bother passenger, period. No matter you're alive or no matter you died. You don't harass customer or passengers or MTA worker at nighttime, After 11 o'clock, people have dark thought. People have after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock. When it's dark outside, people have bad thought, negative thought. This is the stuff, because I'm so advanced, by the way, advanced channel. This is the stuff nobody's mentioning. This is the stuff media don't cover and all that. And they keep calling it mental, which I made a previous video about that. So George Floyd, the call was done because of George Floyd. Missed stuff happened. Things could have handled properly, did not happen. He tried to be a smart person. Police police try to be smart, both of them got in trouble. The homeless Michael Jackson dude, he died, and the Marine guy, he know that he's also messed up, right? And protesters are not saying that, okay, yeah, Marine guy did a really messed up thing. He chokehold one of our BLM community guy, but also our BLM community guy did something really messed up, which was not supposed to be done. He was bothering all the New York traveler because he was homeless. First of all, you're homeless. And then another interesting I wanted to cover, advanced, because I'm so advanced, is that, watch this. Again, the news is saying that his mom had a brutal murder before. The homeless guy, the Michael Jackson dude, had a brutal murder of his mom, and he went to jail multiple times, and he went to mental health multiple times. Okay. So that's like a probable cause of why this happened, right? But also you should ask, and you should also do a little research and say from the beginning of the news that how the mom got murdered. What happened to the murder? Because look, if I let the door open, or if I live in a really bad neighborhood right now, somebody can break my door and murder me anytime because I'm a YouTuber or TikToker. You get it? It's so easy. Like the $5,000 computer I have is very easy to get murdered. I have an iPhone. I can get murdered on a locked iPhone anytime. Okay, just because your mom or your dad got murdered, this is why he did this this is why he was harassing the customer. The Michael Jackson dude was harassing the customer on the subway, the passenger of the subway. He was having a hard time. He's homeless, but then you're making tips. You're making lots of tips. You're making lots of tips. So now you're harassing. And another thing is that you harass or not, we want to know how your mom got murdered and what type of personality the mom also have too. This is very important to know. What type of, how you got murdered, where do you live, what type of door you have, what type of security procedure a mom take, where does the mom work. All of these questions matter. It's really sad if the Michael Jackson homeless dude and the mom, it's a very strong relation. They're both are important. People are equal, even though there's a big class issues. First of all, he's homeless. He don't have a home, so your security is low. All right. When you're homeless, there's a lot of problems, right? There's a lot of these issues that's nobody covered. So news, I think, I hear the detail. Even though the system and the city, the news company, the media knows, it's so easy. Everything is a click that. What happened to the mom? Because that was a case, okay? When there was a previous case of moms getting murdered, the files are already ready. Everything's been ready. The news did not cover that at the beginning, but they're gonna cover that, I'm telling you, like 2 weeks or 1 month later, while everything get fired up. You get it? So that's already really planned up. And the protesters knows their guy's messed up, knows that, okay, Marine guy choked him, killed him, but protesters also don't want to cover, and the media is also not covering. One thing is that media might cover, but the protesters don't want to mention, well, our guy or the guy we are voting for, the guy who we're supporting or protesting for, also was harassing the passenger. If there was no Marine guy, somebody else would have held him, and or somebody else could have smacked him, or there could be other type of knife stabbing, right? So even though the Marine guy did not stab him or punched him, but he chokehold him, things could have, everybody have a different result. You get it? Look at me, how advanced I am, right? Look at me. This is why you need to subscribe these channels and follow all my other channels, because this is the real media, right? The most advanced channels ever. Maybe I'll make these channels a politics name on this. I don't know. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to cover. And another thing I wanted to cover was very important, another thing, which is, what's the other thing? Another thing I wanted to cover is, what was it again? So those are some very important highlights I just mentioned. Another thing I wanted to cover was, protesters definitely messed up, because protesters don't want to cover that part, dark part. You know me, I always own the most fanciest Gucci stuff. I probably have the best and the most fanciest stuff ever. If I live even in the most secure place, let's say, or places with a lot of security camera, like let's say Times Square, Fifth Avenue, other places. If I was a homeless and I go take my PC or my laptop, even a broken laptop, even my iPhone or my Sony camera, and I lay down on the bed, you think I'm gonna be safe? Okay, first of all, I'll be homeless. Okay, I'll be homeless, and I'll be trying to make some money. I'll try to eat some food. If I would have do a Michael Jackson performance, I don't know what I'm doing with the money, That's also a question. So if you're getting a $19 tip, the lowest tip, there's so many ways of making money. So obviously there could be a lack of financial educations. Who cares? Okay. If I do make a $20 in 1 hour, with the Michael Jackson performance tips, after so many people's places like that, like a busy place people are watching, I would first drink water. I would eat at McDonald's to make sure I feel good. And I will make sure that I don't get in trouble with somebody else. And if the mom got murdered, if you're a little bit thoughtful, you want to think why the mom got murdered. A lot of people died for many reasons, right? Unfair reason. And then there's a lot of, you could be an Uber driver, get murdered. You could be a food delivery guy, get murdered right away, right? It could be so many things can happen. And it's not about the mental health is the thing, but I would be thoughtful that, okay, hey, this is what happened. My mom used to live in XYZ county, and that was a very bad neighborhood at that time. And it still is a bad, and the mom also had a problems. The mom is because of mom got murdered. There's a lot of people get attacked multiple times. And there's people I know in my life who keep cut themselves. Like whatever they try to get from the hand, boom, finger cut. In a kitchen knife, whenever they touch the kitchen knife, boom, finger cut. There's people like that a lot. There's babies who like to walk and boom, constantly tripping. It's like, yo, why are you tripping? You're not walking carefully. There's people who constantly having every 2-3 years, they're having open heart surgery. There's people who are constantly having car accident over and over, no fault. They don't have any fault. They created the police report. They don't have any fault, but they're constantly having car accident, right? There's people like that. So with all that said, this is the main thing I wanted to cover at the end. I think the video is getting long. This is the most important thing I wanted to cover. The protesters are so concerned about all this stuff, right? But if you're so angry for somebody who started harassing the passengers, or I don't care if the police catch me today, I don't care if I go to jail today, but I'm hungry, somebody give me food, somebody give da 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 da. You're getting so angry and you're doing protesting, you're gonna start doing more, system heat up, New York's under war, civil war and all that, just like George Floyd. What about the cases where people are doing hit and run? What about the one on Harlem when the 18-year-old girl got shot by somebody? Where is that dude go? What about those cases? What about there's so many unsolved issues. There's so many unsolved issues where people are shooting somebody. Like the girl, there's a video when the girl shoot another girl on the head with a gunshot and just ran away. Amazing. Wow. No caught, no catching. What about that? Why don't you do protest on those? But this type of thing, I'm not saying you cannot do protest on this, but that's all of a sudden is a big issue. So what about those are silent case? Your law students are getting shot, the teachers are getting shots, the weatherman got beaten up, on a train on the city, a weatherman got beaten up by a bunch of school students. Why can't we do something for those school kids, who try to attack a weatherman, and the weatherman did not even file a police report? Like how interesting is that, right? So what about those cases? They don't talk about, you're not focusing on that. Those are bigger problems. Those are unsolved. Those are bigger issues, much more bigger and much more blood boiled, who did not even went up to the train or went up to people like, yo, I did not pay my bill, yo, I need some food, yo, I don't care, police. They didn't went up to like the Michael Jackson dude. They also had their mom got murdered. They also have lost people in their life, but you know what, they're going to work. They came from a school. They were walking to the street to their home. They're going to do their side hustle. And then guess what? They got shot. Those people got shot. Their criminal did not got caught. And their parents and their mom and dad and other peoples are still struggling. Now we can use the word mental. That, somebody shoot my daughter. Somebody shoot my school children. Or somebody did this. They also had a loss. And before their loss, they had other losses. But they're doing the positivity in their life. Not like this Michael Jackson dude who is starting off the problems on the subway. That, hey, I'm hungry, now I need to bother you. So now the Marine guy went there and chokehold him. Now protesters are talking about him, but protesters are not, and the other media, social media people are not talking about these other people. The 18-year-old girl got shot, 19-year-old got robbed, 13-year-old kid got smacked by somebody, bicycle got smacked. They're not, like, that's a huge issue. Like, how you not talk about that? So obviously, all of this sounds very unauthentic, very, very unauthentic, And this is why you need to, I think the city need people like me. I swear, like really, the people, the city need people, not like them, not like somebody else. People need someone like really like me. Like I think I'm the one who can fix all of this thing, because look at this, all of this sound so system. Like the protesters are like, yo, what are you angry for? Number one. Number two, like even look at the Trump thing, like with this girl thing. Today there's another news that he is charged with like defamation, something like that. Governor Cuomo got pulled out from the office because of this girl case. That's also sounds systematic. Trump with this girl rape case sounds like a systematic. Now these protesters talking about them, like, dude, you guys are protester. You guys are like the number one defense. What are you doing? Like, you know, you guys are not even being like clean, right? Save it for some other thing. The guy, the Michael Jackson guy, he also caused problems. He's there. These people have problems, and we also want to know, what did the mother do? Right? And previous video, I also made a video when you hear the school shootings happen, the system never covers. They keep covering the mental case, but they never cover what did the suspect the school, somebody who shot the school. Sometimes you will hear they shot their grandma, or they shot their grandma, they shot their parents, and then they go do the school shooting, right? But they never cover that, what did the grandma do. They never cover this stuff, right? Everything start to come in all the way at the end. And just like Iraq war, weapons of mass destruction. Where is the weapons of mass destruction? There's nothing. That thing came out like after what, like 3-5 years later, after the war is over, you know? So this is so messed up. And bail system, also another thing, another bonus, if you're really up to this 30 minutes video almost, is that what about the bail system? You know, the best thing about the interesting part about the bail system, which you're gonna hear this in these advanced channels, is that they're not talking that why the judges will never do the bail system solve, and why the judges will never stop the gun violence. Why we don't hear, why there's not even a single person have a balls to say that in front of the camera. Not even single. Like, okay, well, if judge would have removed all the gun from the country, maybe because of this, or if the judge would make the whole Bronx safe, maybe this could have happened. They're not covering those parts. You get it? This is why, look at me, you know, the model guy, your IT guy covering all this good stuff. Look at me. I'm like so advanced. Look at me. You know, so that's it. All credit goes to me, because this is the real media. That's why I need your guys' support. I need you to press the like, comment, and flood the comments. You know, maybe I'll turn off the comments. Who knows? This is probably the best video out of all the news. This is what you should be sharing to your page. You want to save it, share it, check out my other videos, subscribe to these channels. You know, I have like 15 channels. I don't know which one I'm gonna be posting tomorrow. Peace out.